welcome to Moto News Now on the Motocross Network. Now, this used to be called the Moto Daily Show, but news in motocross isn't exactly a daily thing that often, so I held off on that, rebranded it, and I'm starting to call it Moto News Now. Let me know what you guys think about this layout and the plan moving forward. In today's video, I got 4 stories for you. First one being Cameron McAdoo, an injury he spoke about after Daytona Supercross. Then we're going to look at Justin Hill and Freddie Noren. They had a crash that was kind of behind the scenes that not many people saw. Then we're going to talk about Dean Wilson. He's injured as well. We're getting to the details of what we know so far on that. And finally, we're going to head to the MXGP side of things and look at Jeffrey Herlings, his 2 preseason races, and his dominant victory in Lyrup. All right, first story of the day, Cameron McAdoo. He has had an interesting start to the 2024 season, to say the least, starting with a bunch of drama in Detroit and now flipping the script, finishing second 2 times in a row, first in Arlington and now in Daytona this past weekend. Now, we all know Cameron McAdoo is a great rider, so this doesn't surprise us that he's a title contender, but considering his preseason and his recently disclosed injury, I'm kind of surprised that he's in the title fight this early. So for those of you who don't know, McAdoo had an off-season shoulder injury. I believe he said he separated his shoulder, so that knocked him out of training for almost a month and a half. I believe he said all of December and half of January at least. He said he only had 2 weeks on the bike before Detroit, so just based off that, I'm impressed with his riding so far this year. Obviously, there's been a lot of parity in the class as well, so his skill isn't the only reason he's second place in points. On top of his preseason debacle, McAdoo revealed yesterday in a post-race interview with Lewis Phillips of Vital MX that he also had injuries from that Detroit crash that he hadn't previously disclosed. He said that after the crash, he was stuck between Hammaker's bike and his bike, causing knee damage. He didn't get into detail on the knee damage, and he had a fractured tibia. Here's the clip of him speaking on that.
But then in the first turn in Detroit, my leg got stuck in between mine and Seth's bike, and hyperextended my leg pretty bad, and I did some damage to my knee, and I have a fracture in my tibia, actually, like in the top of my tibia, and so I beat my knee up pretty bad, and then we had that 3-week break, which was
by the sounds of it, it's no major deal, but the fact he's able to still compete at the caliber he has been with his preseason injury and getting injured in round 1, it just impresses me. He said he's working closely with Doc G and getting it taken care of, doing physical therapy, and I'm sure he'll be healed up soon. That 3-week break definitely gave him the upper hand in terms of healing. Had he not been able to take a few weeks off, I doubt he'd be where he is now. This could be his year for the title, in my opinion. He currently sits 1 point down from Max Anstey, tied with Pierce Brown for second place, and the list down from there until sixth place is only a 1 point difference. Difference each. So this is a close fight, to say the least. Do you guys think this injury will hinder McAdoo from being the top guy? Can he still win this title? Let me know your thoughts down below. All right, next up, we have a background story of sorts at Daytona. There's a battle between Freddie Noren and Justin Hill in the main event with about 13 minutes to go. Those two were battling alongside factory beta rider, that's how they say it, okay, beta rider Benny Bloss for 15th position, when suddenly Hill and Noren dropped to the bottom of the leaderboard, Noren remaining in the race and Hill pulling off, obviously being out of the race. So what happened? During the battle, Hill had a small bobble after the face of a jump and kind of moved over on the track. It looks like he may have stalled his bike. Anyway, it was right in front of Freddie Noren, leading to an unfortunate crash. Obviously, Noren didn't have anywhere to go. He didn't see it happen, so no ill intent on Noren's part. But anyway, here's the clip of the crash. This crash really sucks to see. It did show the true character of Freddie, though. I've spoken to him multiple times. He is genuinely one of the happiest, nicest guys in the paddock, so to see him sacrifice his finish to run over to Justin and check in on him after that crash is awesome to see. We need more of that in the sport. Regarding Hill's injury, he has yet to confirm what's wrong with him. I'm assuming a few things because of what he said in a social post yesterday. He said, quote, "I'm obviously super banged up. It's hard to tell at the moment what the primary issue will be, but the goal is to be back racing next ASAP." So again, we have no idea what the actual injury is so far with Hill. Hopefully he's okay. We're wishing him the best. And to Freddie, good job on being a professional and just checking up on your fellow athletes, looking in on the guy quick before re-entering the race, sacrificing your position. It's just overall a good move on Freddie's behalf. Now, that's his character, though, so this didn't surprise us, like I said. What are your guys' thoughts on this incident? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, third story of the day. Another injury. It's just been injury after injury talk tonight, or today, depending on when you're watching this. Dean Wilson, that's Firepower Honda rider. He, for the majority of the race, was running around 10th place. I believe he climbed to 9th. That was the best position he was in. And then he suddenly fell off the leaderboard with only one lap to go. The TV coverage crew didn't mention anything as heated battles were going on between Tomac and Sexton and Webb and whomever he was battling with at that time. So what happened to Dino? Well, we have yet to get any confirmation, but he did crash on the final lap in the rhythm section, and the rumor is he broke his collarbone. I did reach out to a member of the team, and they have yet to give me a response, but PulpMX host Steve Mathis confirmed my thought in a tweet saying, quote, crashed end of big rhythm, and I heard collarbone. So I'm not saying necessarily that it's true, but hearing it from my source who was on site and whomever Steve may have heard it from as well leads me to believe that this is indeed true. Hearing it from multiple sources usually means it's true. Assuming it's true, man, that really sucks for Dino. He said that 2024 is most likely his final full-time season in Monster Energy Supercross, so to have it cut short or at least a large chunk of it sitting on the couch just sucks to see for him. He obviously wasn't a title contender or anything like that, but we all love to see Wilson at the track. We enjoy his presence in the stadium, so we're wishing him a speedy recovery and hope to see him back soon. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Dino's injury down below. All right, the final story of the day is regarding Jeffrey Herlings, a.k.a. The Bullet, his return and his dominant preseason race in Leerup. Now, the Leerup International race was actually his second preseason race of the year, his first being the Hawkstone National last weekend, which he finished second place, actually, behind Factory Fanic MXGP rider and fellow Dutchman Glenn Coldenhoff. That was interesting to see Coldenhoff doing that well. Unfortunately, he just didn't have what it took to defeat him. He was a little bit off that day. This weekend in Leerup, Coldenhoff wasn't there, leaving the door open for Herlings, and Fevra wasn't there either, so it was kind of an open door for him. As you can see on screen, Herlings didn't just win, but he went 1-1 in Leerup, finishing ahead of two Monster Energy Factory Yamaha MXGP athletes, Jago Geertz and Calvin Volanderen. So what does this mean for Herlings between these two races? Well, in my opinion, Hawkstone says more than Leerup, as there were more top GP guys attending. In Hawkstone, Fevra, the Kawasaki Factory MXGP rider, won the first race ahead of Coldenhoff by 5 seconds. We knew Fevra was super fast at the end of the 2023 season, and it looks like he's carrying that speed into this year. While Herlings finished fourth in the first race, so that's a rough start for sure. In the second race, Fevra ended up DNF, and Herlings would barely win, only 1.5 seconds of Coldenhoff, ahead of Coldenhoff. Coldenhoff went 2-2 for the overall in Hawkstone. So the parity and finishes for Herlings, that leaves me wondering, man. The fact that Herlings was beat by not only title contenders in MXGP like Fevra and Coldenhoff in race 1, but he was also beat by Pauls Jonas, who is regularly a top 10, 15 place guy in MXGP. That's worrying to me. I mean, yes, Jonas has had some good finishes in MXGP, some top 10s. I think he even got 5th at one time. Yes, he has done good, but I'm saying the fact that he was beat by him, come on, Herlings is supposed to be the guy up top. I don't know, man. I'm reading his finishes in Hawkstone and Leerup as Jeffrey Herlings is off pace. These finishes worry me as we are only a week out of round 1 of MXGP in Argentina. I believe it's March 14th, so March 10th maybe? I don't know. I think we're a week and a half off maybe. Anyway, maybe Herlings is doing as he did in early 2023, pacing himself. That's what the team wants him to do. Lay down a little bit, slow down a little bit, lay off the pace so he doesn't go crashing like he always does. So maybe he's following his 2023 plan, as it did work for him at the beginning of the year, until, of course, he got hurt again. I'm hoping that's the case. If not, he's definitely behind the 8 ball coming into the 2024 season. Let me know what you guys think about Herlings and his preseason races, where he's finishing. Do you think he's going to be a top contender, or is he off the pace? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, that's all the news I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching Moto News Now, and I hope to see you in the next video. Also, there's a lot more new content to come on my channel in the upcoming months, and I hope you guys like the changes I'm making. Obviously, new studio. We got all that. I'm also going to be adjusting some segments I do. This was one of them I adjusted. Just some changes. If you read my post on the community part of YouTube, you would know. But yeah, some changes are coming. I forgot to mention the magazine issue number 7 is out. I still have a small stack of copies left. Thank you guys again who already purchased one or are a MagPass subscriber. Thank you guys so much for all that. But yeah, I got a few more copies left. If you want to order one, head to the mxnetwork.com. Links in the description. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.